Hi, this is Eugenia Mitchell, host of At Home with the Mitchells. Thanks for listening to the following podcast on Public House Media.
Life is a pendulum. I love the pendulum. When you're swinging to the bad, you're building up energy for swinging back to the good side. Mike Nichols. Hello, welcome to Choose to Rise. I am so grateful that you're here with me today, and I am really pumped to just share with you this lesson of the pendulum because my friend Trina shared this lesson of the pendulum with me a long time ago, and she brought it up again this last fall, and I feel like right now, in this time that we're living in, that the pendulum lesson is so important. It's such a great reminder for us to really understand where we're at in life and how we function in life. And like Mike Nichols says, he loves the pendulum. The pendulum is where when you're swinging to the bad, it just means you're building up energy to swing back to the good. You hear me a lot talk on here about how we live two rails in life, right? Like we're a train car on a track, and we ebb and flow back and forth on the two rails of pain and discomfort and sorrow, and back and forth to the other side of joy and amazingness and living life to your best. And we teeter and totter back and forth on those two rails. But another idea to think about it is a swing. And I don't know about you, but when I'm not a huge fan of heights. I don't love heights. In fact, when I was a little girl and I would swing on our swing set, we had one of those old like metal swing sets in our backyard, and I would swing super high in one direction and I would swing back the other way, and it would like that kind of forward momentum, like especially when I got to be too big for the swing set, it would start to like rock as a whole. Like the whole thing just kind of felt like it was going to fall apart. And it was really mostly when I would swing backwards, when I like my momentum would go this direction, and I could also kind of feel myself like falling out of the swing, right? Like you kind of look down and you're like, oh my goodness, I could come out of here. But like when you were swinging back the positive direction, when you're swinging back the highway, then you were thinking about like, this is amazing, I'm free. And like sometimes you would launch yourself off of that to your mother's dismay, and you would land on your feet, and she would pray that you wouldn't break your bones. But like, it's really kind of projecting you forward into good things. And I would love to share with you, like, again, this quote from Mike Nichols, where he says, when you're swinging to the backside, when it feels like you're going to fall off, that you can see the ground and see how high you are and how negative things might be, when there's life is a downturn in life, you need to take the energy and fill it back up and like let it project you forward into the good things that are about to come your way. So sometimes it's really hard to be in love with life, right? Our expectations get dashed. We fall short in our commitments. We're slammed with an unexpected crisis like this coronavirus, and we're all trapped at home. A friend betrays you. You feel you just can't get your feet on the ground. You know, sometimes there's just a lot of things going on in life. And I don't know about you, but like, I generally feel really good during this time. I am now, a lot of our schedule has changed. My family is home a lot more. Obviously we can't go anywhere, but it's really just a matter of sticking to routine for myself and getting in there. But there are still some hard days. There's still some really hard days. And it's like the waves just like crash on you, and then you just fall apart. But when I really recognize those times in my life, I just had one a couple of days ago where I was just like drowning in something. I was really just in the backside of my pendulum. And what the lesson that my friend Trina shares a lot is that you have to be willing to go really high on the bad side if you really want to go high on the good side, right? So when you're thinking about this, like, a lot of people just want to stay right here in the very low and just kind of rock back and forth in there because that's in their comfort zone. But people also want to go really high on the positive side, right? They want to go super up and like experience all the amazing things in life. But if you're going to get there, you have to have the momentum to make that happen. You can't just swing super high on the positive side and not also swing high on the negative side. And so that kind of just really plays back into those two rails. Like you have to teeter-totter back and forth to stay steady, to stay in the groove of life. And if you're going to be on the swing, you're going to have to use both directions, momentum in both directions to make sure you're really getting to the highest of highs, but also understand that life is going to swing you back to the highest of lows as well. And so when life is a downturn, we just need to, we want just to get it back together. We want to make it happen again. We want to get better. We want to get back to where it used to be, up here on the positive side, or throw it all out and start fresh over, right? We want the bad times to be over and let the good times roll again. But when things get hard, sometimes we decide to just give up on our big ideas. We're like, oh, that isn't going to work. We're stuck there. We let others stick their necks out and get beat up for it. We just play it safe. And that doesn't really ever get us anywhere, right? The price of giving up on our dreams and retreating into our safe house is pretty steep. We lose the spice of our life. We give up lots of dreams and forward momentum. We miss the agony and the ecstasy of living out life to its fullest. We decide that we are just not cut out for taking those kinds of risks. And we go back to our little teeter-totter back and forth, small rocking motion on our swing. We miss the opportunity to develop that courage and keeps us going through the tough times. And that's going to help us re-energize ourselves to get us back to the top. We get reassigned. And there's a lot of price to be paid for those who look to us for leadership, look to other people in the life when we're kind of playing it safe, and our families, our students, our employees, our industries, our communities, all the people that are looking at us with a different lens. And we're thinking to ourselves, I'm just going to stay right here. I'm just going to stay safe. But if we stay safe all the time, that means everyone else is going to follow our lead and stay safe too. And that really takes out the great leaders of this world. It takes out the people that need to see an example of someone going high and need to see the example of living life at your fullest. And you get to be that light for someone if you choose to let that be that way. And if you are looking for someone to be that way, we all got to start moving that direction so that we can help each other explore the possibilities of going high, and then also be there for each other when it swings the other way. So I want you to take a look at your life as of lately, right? Look at it as a life in a pendulum. Is your life swinging toward the bad right now? Are you stuck in, woe is me, I'm stuck at home, I'm stuck in fear of what might happen if I get this virus? Is that just building up energy for the swing to the good that's coming next? A lot of amazing things come out of tragedy like this. A lot of amazing things come out of, a lot of innovative stuff happens when our back is up against the wall like it is right now. And when things are good, should you worry at all about those things going away? No, we typically don't. It's just life doing a pendulum's thing. And so when it's swinging to the bad, ask yourself, I want you to ask these questions to yourself right now when we're in the swing of the backswing right now. I want you to think to yourself, what can I learn through this period of my time here? What can I take advantage of in this particular swing of life? What old habits can I break? What new practices can I begin? What relationships do I want to change? What energy am I building up for the next swing to go into the good? And what model can I be for others during the swing? People are looking to you whether you know it or not, whether you are putting yourself out there or you're retreating. People are noticing, the people that are always in the rest of your life. How are you showing up for them? How are you showing up for yourself? What kinds of things can you learn here? What kinds of things can you take advantage of? What are the relationships that you want to change? Or what are some of the new habits or practices that you want to begin? I know for myself, I was breaking the bad habit of just blending work in all the time. I'm getting really good and focused in on the things that I need to get done in the time that I have, and then being more productive with my family when I need to be there with them. Those are some new practices that I'm beginning, is spending more quality, centered, focused time with them instead of blending it all together and rushing from one thing to the next. Those are good things that I want to remind myself of. So then when we do get to that point, because it's going to happen, life is a pendulum. We're constantly moving back and forth. Right now, we just feel like we're stuck in this negative swing all the time, but it will move back. I have faith in that because that's how life works. And so when it does swing back to the good, or you're in a good phase right now, maybe, you need to be thinking, when the swing to the good, remind yourself, this too will pass. Engage in this moment fully. Bring joy to the present moment. It's all about energy. It's about the energy you bring. Keep the pendulum swinging and don't fight it. It takes full swing one way to energize this full swing to the other. So there are no mistakes. It's just the results of our education or our results of our actions for the next swing to happen. There are no mistakes. I'm going to remind you of this again. There are no mistakes in life. It's just energy pushing us one direction or the other. And don't let your expectations turn into your entitlement. Entitlement breeds resentment and blocks any sort of accomplishment that you can achieve. So keep giving. Keep being generous with others when the pendulum swings bad. Your confidence rises when you give. It gives you more energy for the next swing to the good. And so I want you to really think today, like how you live is how you lead. While you show up in one thing is how you're going to show up in all things. So if you are wanting the big things in your life on the good side, you have to also be willing to take the big things, the big sadnesses on the other side, and they will balance each other. You cannot stay stuck over here. It's just a law of gravity, right? It will swing back the other direction eventually if it's what you're focusing on, if you're allowing your energy to take you back that direction. Today on the Power Positive Summit, which I believe I've talked about here and before, Darlene Santor talked about 5 G's. And she said, number 1, are you focused on God and what God can do for you and where he's at in your world right now? Second one is setting goals. Write out your mission statement. Write out what it is that you really want to achieve in life, what the upswing will look like when you get there. And then grit. Am I going to show it every day, no matter what, to get myself back there? Am I going to fight through? Am I going to learn from? Am I going to accomplish something in this negative swing? Can I innovate? Can I reinvent myself to push that energy back to the high side again? And then, do I have gratitude? Am I grateful for the moments that I'm over here, so I can really appreciate the stuff on the positive side? And the last one she talked about was generosity. And she said, how can I help someone with something today? I used to have a quote on my desk when I worked at school that said, one way for a man to forget his problems is to help someone else with his. And so I was like, I always thought the servant mindset of like, how can I give to other people? And to this day, one of the things that really helps me get through a negative time is helping somebody else through a time of their life. So forgetting my own troubles and serving somebody else. It's always a way for me to move my pendulum. It's always a great way for me to change my mood. And whatever mood we choose, we are swinging through a pendulum of life. And it affects everyone who looks at us. It affects everyone who interacts with us, and it definitely impacts our life. So I want to encourage you today to keep swinging. I want you to keep moving forward, whether you feel like you're being stuck in the negative all the time or you're swinging to the forward and you want to stay there longer. The more you pump, the more you work, the more you stay stuck in. You stay working towards gratitude and generosity and goals and getting connected with your maker, the more you're going to find yourself over here and the less time you're going to feel it being over here. But when you are in that negative space, use it, get stronger with it and come back to the positive side with a new perspective of love and light and amazingness. Okay, guys, I hope that all made sense to you. And I would really love to know what it was about this today that clicked for you, what you enjoyed about it. Tell other people about Choose to Rise. Help other people find us here. Follow me on social media at kjpmeyer. Let's get connected. I would love to see what else you need help with at this time, how I can best serve you, because that's how I make it through these hard times too, is by helping other people, serving you and bringing you positive energy so that you can come back from the pendulum and head to the positive side of life faster, sooner, stronger, and with more life. Rise up of your current situation and live your best life. All right, guys, have a great day. I will see you back here again next time. Thanks for listening. Thanks for pushing play. And thanks for telling others about Choose to Rise. Have a great day.